Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's been a little while since we had a video update, so here's what's new. We have firmware version 1.12 out today, which adds a couple of new features and a lot of bug fixes. The biggest difference is that during the calibration process in horizontal orientation, we used to ask you to give a little bit of a tug to sort of simulate gravity. Now that we've got all four belts hooked up, I'm going to give the machine a little bit of a tug here, just to put a little bit of tension on those top two belts. This side is the bottom that has the dust collection port on it. And that's just because I know when I press calibrate, it's going to expect these top two belts to be pretty much tight, and it's going to pull up the slack in these lower two belts. It was just an easy step to miss or mess up. And so we've eliminated that. Now the machine doesn't need that anymore, and the way it does that is it retracts all four belts at the same time and then just sorts itself out. We had to update the math internally a little bit to handle that, but it seems to be working great. We also have a bug fix for the calibration process. Would give you weird behavior if you ran calibration and then immediately press run calibration again. And so we fixed that. Basically some state variables weren't getting reset properly. And then finally, we changed the name of the button, to start calibration from calibrate to, we're not really going to call it calibrate anymore. It's going to be find anchor point locations. And the reason for that is calibration sounds kind of cryptic and mysterious and like the machine's doing something fancy, when really all we're trying to do is find the anchor point locations. And so that sort of helps people to understand better, what is the calibration process doing? When would I have to recalibrate? If I get new firmware, do I have to recalibrate? Basically, no. It's just the only thing we care about is finding the anchor point locations. And once we found them, unless the anchor point locations move, you don't have to mess with it again. So those are the big changes. The biggest sort of improvement in my quality of life recently has been I swapped my router collet out for this little guy. Is it going to focus? Basically, it's a thread-in replacement for the standard one that's on the DeWalt, but it's hexagonal shaped. And so it fits a wrench, which means you can use these ratcheting wrenches, which are really, really nice for making it fast and easy to change out the router bit. So I've really, really been enjoying that. Finally, we've been getting some feedback that the spools that are on the new arms can be a little bit too snug. Unfortunately, the only way to make them less snug is to fully remake the mold for the spool part. So that's what we're doing. I've been working on that. We've got the new molds made, and I just got samples from the factory for testing, and they seem great. So we're having those made, and we should have those in stock reasonably soon, in the next month or so. That's it for me. Have a great week, everyone.